Okay, so this morning I have another card sketch for you, and I'm using a product that I haven't used yet before, this brand new In Bloom stamp set. It's a bundle. It's a stamp set with some dies. This is what the dies look like. And this is very, very exciting because all of these dies, they cut out and they include stitching. And stitching is such a huge deal here. So I've cut out already some of these, and let's just pull these up to the camera and see if you can see what I mean by that. So when you cut them out, they create stitching on them. Can you see those? They all have stitching on them. So I think this is going to be a very fun set, and there's tons of dies in here. I didn't count them up, but look how many dies are in here. And there is even a beautiful ribbon. I cut that out to show you. Look at this ribbon. Isn't that sweet? Love that. And there is also a frame for a greeting. Look how sweet that frame is. Really cool set. And the fun thing about this set is that it coordinates. So here are the flowers, so you can stamp them, you know, say on Whisper White or a different color. You can stamp these images, and then you can cut them out with the frames, or you can just do a nice pattern on your paper with just the flowers. And it's got a nice happy birthday. Happy birthday, you really are the best. And you are amazing, and you mean so much. And there's a congrats, you're so fancy now. I don't know what I would use that for. If you guys can come up with some suggestions, that would be great. Congrats, you're so fancy now. Graduation, maybe? I don't know. What would you use that for? Okay, so In Bloom. And the great thing about this, so this is it in the catalog, the mini catalog. And so it shows you some of these beautiful flowers that you can cut out. So here is what it looks like if you just stamp them. So you can ink up the stamp and then stamp it off and then stamp it onto your cardstock to get this lighter color, and then you can add extra colors here. So this would be a lot of fun with making your own designer series paper. And then here's a whole bunch of flowers cut out. So you could do like a whole bouquet of flowers. I love this one. I love the colors in here. 2 different shades of green for the leaves. And the fun thing about this is that Stampin' Up! Does a great job. They create these new products in the mini catalog, and then they pair it up with things that you can get for free. So in the Sale-A-Bration catalog on page 3, there is a pack of 12 by 12 paper blooms. And this is what it looks like. I've used this before in cards. So this is what you get for free when you spend a minimum of $60. Okay, and a lot of the dies will cut these out as well and then add stitching to them, which is kind of fun. So there's some really beautiful, beautiful, what am I trying to say? Patterns in here. And on the reverse, there's some floral patterns. Oh, I love this sheet. I'm sure I've shown this to you before in one of my, either a YouTube video or here. But look at these beautiful watercolored circles. And then some paint brush strokes on the back of that one. And some, oh, this is a really cool one. It's kind of got some stems on there. Yeah, so really great paper. So this is free. So if you were to purchase this bundle, the bundle comes to $65.50. So right there, if you purchase this bundle, then you can get that pack of paper for free. Okay. But in this project, I've been dying to use this black and white paper. It's called True Love. This is in the mini catalog as well. And it's a whole bunch of flowers, and then on the reverse there's these really cool patterns. So, you know, polka dots and stripes, and there's these little diamond shapes in here, and this is kind of a cool one. I love this striped one too. And the fun thing about True Love, it's all black and white, and you can color with your blends, or you can color with your watercolor pencils. You could spritz this paper, you could brayer over it, lots of different techniques that you can do for this. Okay, so that's kind of a fun paper pack to get as well. I love black and white. So what I decided to do for this card, for this sketch, I've kind of pre-cut some stuff here. So on the sketch, you have your card base, and for my card base, I'm going to use Whisper White here. So I've got my Whisper White piece, and I'm going to make this card. This is going to be what we call a landscape card. So this is half a sheet of 8.5. You're going to score it at 4 1/4 and burnish it with your bone folder. And so that's your card base there. Okay. And then I use this paper. I cut a strip of this paper. This is going to be the piece that is along the bottom here. Okay, so it goes to the edge of the card. Now, this card layout is a little bit deceiving. Actually, no, it's not deceiving. I've actually done it wrong. The card base here, it says, is 5.5 by 8.5. And then it's got this other piece of paper that's 5 1/4 by 4, which I didn't do. Okay, I didn't do that. So I could cut a piece to go on the background and then this one on the top. I decided to frame the square. The square is 3 by 3, but I cut it down. I used my squares dies, and I decided to make a frame around this pattern here to go on top. And then I thought I would use the stripe on the side for this piece here. This is 1/2 inch by 4. This is 1 inch. So I could cut that down, or you could add a piece of ribbon here. And then I decided, instead of doing a little circle here, which you could easily do, just do a circle with maybe a little greeting on there. Or you could build a flower, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to use some of these flower dies here. So I'm going to build a flower, I think, instead of, this is kind of what I had in mind. I was going to do a whole bunch of leaves and create a flower. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. You could do the same. Let's see, and what are the comments here? The stitches show up well. That's, yeah, they're really, really cool. I love the stitching. And if you got really creative and you had lots of time on your hands, you could actually get some thread and a needle, and you could actually sew on top of this, going up and down into the little holes. That'd be kind of cool. I remember we had something, I think it was a paper pumpkin kit that came, and you could do this stitching on flowers. So Carol, you're saying that could be used, a degree earned or a promotion. Oh, a promotion would be good. Yeah, you're so fancy now, becoming this hot manager or something. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to decide whether I want this extra piece 5 1/4 by 4 inch. I think my card is busy enough. Although the background color I could do is I could pick up this yellow and put that in the background. I'm not sure if that would work or not. Let me just run off and go get that. So 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to try. I love yellow and black. One of my favorite combinations. So with some of these sketches, they can be a little busy, and so I can't believe I missed that. I thought this here was just, you know, framing the sketch, but no, this one is framing the sketch. I really missed the boat on that one this morning. Okay, so let's just have a look here and see what we can come up with. The yellow. You guys tell me what you think, if I should put the yellow in there or leave it out. So that's going to fit on there. And then I want this on top of this. So I can actually go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here right now. So let's put this on here. Now I didn't match up the frames in this case. I went one larger than the piece of paper. When they're framed, they're usually a tighter frame. Okay, so then this would come on here somehow. This would go in the middle. I think this needs to be thinner, or I might even pull in some ribbon. I'm not sure I like that striping there. And then I'm going to build my flower. So what I like to do when I'm doing flowers, I like to take my bone folder and I like to curve my, and then the other thing you could do, yes, actually, I think we'll do that. Another great thing to do with flowers is to bring out a sponge dauber. Let me pull out my sponge daubers. And you can sponge around the edges, which adds some dimension. Okay, now this is one of our in colors, and I don't have a sponge for that, so I'm going to pull out a dauber. There we go. This is a clean dauber. These are great because you can wash them. So we sell these in packs of 5, and why is there white ink all over this? Well, that's not good. Oh my gosh, there's something leaking in my drawer. Oh, it's come from that sponge. Okay, I have a bit of a mess to clean up later, ladies, in my drawer. Yes, I had this white craft ink on a sponge and I just threw it in the drawer. That was dumb. Now it's all over my water painters. Okay, I guess things happen. Okay, so I'm going to take my sponge dauber. I'm going to grab my ink pad, which is Rococo Rose. And I'm going to just dab some ink on here. And I'm going to just start to sponge around the edges here. So I hope you guys have been crafting. You know, this isn't turning out quite right. I think this was clean, but oh yes, it's picking up. As I re-wet it, look, it's picked up the black or whatever was the last. Okay, that didn't work. I thought that was kind of funny. So those are really ugly. Sorry, ladies, those are really ugly. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly go and cut these again. Ooh, that was terrible. I'll be right back. Okay. So lesson learned, you have to wash your daubers. So That was not a clean dauber. Do I have another clean dauber in my drawer here? Ah, here we go. Perfect. Okay. So sorry about that. Let's try that again. And the other thing I want to do is I'm going to ink this up and just dab off a bit here. Okay, let's see how this goes. I think that's working better. At least it looks pink. I thought that was going on rather dark. Okay. So there's that one. Now this one, I think I'm just gonna dab a bit on the ends here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. That's why I have my iPad up in front of me, because I can watch myself do this. Okay, enough with the sponging and the inking. Okay, so what was I saying earlier? Oh yes, about the bone folder. So now you're going to take your bone folder and you can just put the paper between your thumb and the bone folder and just give this a bit of a curl. And this softens the fibers in the paper. Okay. All right, so we're going to build up this flower. And then we're going to add this little, now for this one, what I like to do is I'm going to take my paper piercing mat and the end of my paper piercer, and I'm just going to poke in the middle and go around in a circle. And this will add some dimension to this flower here. Okay. All right, and then just make sure I have no ink on my fingers. So what do you guys think about the yellow in the background? I'm not sure about that. I think I'm going to pull down. We have this really cool black glittery ribbon here. I think this might look better on here. And if I keep the yellow, let's see. I'm going to put that on there. I might run this through an embossing folder. So the flower is going to go like this, and then I've got these. Now with the leaves, I can curl the leaves a little bit as well, like so. There's one. Now, when you're cutting out dies, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, make sure you look at both sides, because there is definitely a right and a wrong side to a die cut piece. So make sure you have a little look. You could sponge these as well if you wanted to add a bit more texture. Okay. So, and then I've got some of these really cool leaves, these little branches. Oh, and I also did these little black pieces here. Look how sweet those are. I might do that in the middle, just to pull in a bit more black. So I'm going to put a bit of glue in here, and I'm going to poke this piece too. Okay, and I'm going to pull out my tweezers. And that's probably a bit more glue than I needed. It's going to seep out, but it will dry clear, so that's okay. All right, there's that flower. Okay, now we're going to glue this. Now I might add some dimension to the flower too. So I'm going to grab one of my where are my little glue? These are my little dimensionals. I'm going to grab one of these. Actually, I'm going to put this here. I'll take that piece off and stick that on there like that. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this in here. Hold that for a few seconds. So there's different ways to add some dimension to your flowers. You can either use these dimensionals or you can use your bone folder. Okay, and then I'm going to build some leaves around it. Now, Carol, you had a question the other day about using glue dots. So I'm going to show you how I use glue dots. Okay, now there's one of two things you can do. Now, first of all, if your glue dots are in a roll like this, I like to put a piece of ribbon on here because it keeps the roll intact. If you don't have ribbon on here, it starts to unravel and then you will soon find glue dots everywhere. Okay, so I just keep peeling it back, and then when this gets too long, I just cut this off. Okay, I just use my paper snips and I just cut it off. Okay, as it gets, so it keeps it nice and intact. Okay, don't cut your ribbon off, just cut your glue dots. You could just cut that piece of paper off. Okay, so then it exposes your glue dots underneath. Okay, now this is a tool we had years ago. Our new tool is called the, oh my gosh, I've forgotten what this is called now. Oh, pick a tool. I think it's called a pick a tool. And so it comes with a variety of tools. Now, this spatula I use all the time for removing cardstock and picking up gemstones. And then it's got a pokey bit on the end. So you need something with a pokey bit at the end. You could, this is called a paper piercing tool. So I'm sure you can find this elsewhere. So Stampin' Up! Used to sell this along with that foam mat, and I think we still have the foam mat available, but they got rid of this and instead came out with this multi-tool that has different tools that you can attach to it. Okay, so what you do is you just, I should use my newer tool, you just take your pokey tool. Okay, so there's two things you can do. You can either I just pick it off. Okay, now these glue dots, this is made by a company called Glue Dots, and Stampin' Up! Repackages it, so they carry it. And so it's not an ultra thin glue dot, which is what I like about it, because some of the glue dots are so super thin, they don't stay round. They come off and then, I don't know, they end up to be kind of a goopy mess. So if you can get the Glue Dot brand, I think those are the better brand. So you can pick it off from there and then stick it onto your piece. And I just use my finger and now it's stuck on there. Okay. And then you can start to, say, build your flower. That's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is just take the actual item, whether it's a button or a piece of ribbon. I'll show you with the ribbon too, and then just now I need the glue dot on the top of the leaf, so then I just take that and I just stick it on the roll and pick up the glue dot. Okay, so either see, and I've got a glue dot on my finger now, so you can either pick up with the tool or just pick it up with the right direct from the roll. Okay, and then stick that on there. Okay, so I don't see any more comments coming in. I don't know whether they just stop or whether they keep coming in or not. I'm just going to go to my phone and see. I find it really confusing with these. Or maybe you're just not commenting, and that's okay too. So hang on a sec. I just want to go to my group. And here I am live, and there's 7 comments so far. Yeah, 7 comments. So yeah, there's no more comments coming in. Okay, so I'm not missing anything. Good to know. All right, so I'm back again to decide on this, whether I want this yellow background on here. So let's put this on. Actually, I might keep the yellow because this is a good way to stick your ribbon on. I'm going to wrap it around the back of that. Gosh, everything's sticking to me today. So I'm going to do my flower on here, and I'm going to add some additional leaves on here, like so. I might stick this one on as well. So I might do something like this. So I might keep the yellow on there. And now that I've done this card, I'm not even sure that Rococo Rose was a good choice of color. I don't know. Hopefully it will grow on me because I don't want to redo it. Somebody will like it, I'm sure. And then I have this gorgeous, cute little bow that I could stick somewhere as well. Yeah, I'm going to keep the yellow, I think. I've decided. Oh, Barbara, thank you so much. Carol, yeah, you're still here. Good to know. And you like the yellow, Barbara. Yeah, well, I'm going to keep the yellow. So I'm going to go and emboss this and see what that does. Let's see. Let's use this embossing folder. We'll do something really subtle. Oh, I hope this didn't slip in here. Okay, so I used our subtle embossing folder. It creates a linen texture. I don't know if you're going to see that in the camera or not. See, it's got little tiny lines in it, so it looks something pretty subtle. Okay, so before I put that on now, let me see. I need to build. So I'm going to put this on first. I'm going to glue this on. Okay, I hope you guys don't craft in a big mess like I do. I get very messy. Cluttery, I should say. All right, so I'm going to stick this on here first. And there is a little bit of space underneath it. I think I'll stick with that. There we go. And I think this might need a tiny, tiny bit of a, oh, it's so slight. A tiny bit of a trim. Whoa, don't move the paper. Okay. And then I'll wrap my ribbons. So again, Carol, I'm going to show you what you can do with the glue dots with ribbon if you want to wrap ribbon around. I always will secure it with Scotch tape, though. I don't know. So I'm putting the ribbon right on the glue dot, and I press it in with my finger, okay, and pull it off. Okay, so the glue dot is stuck on there, and then I can wrap this around, decide how much I need, and then I'll put another glue dot on the back like this. So if you ever have any questions about how to do something, how to use a tool, or how to, I don't know, just do something like Carol was asking about glue dots, then I'm happy to demonstrate. Okay, just send me a comment and I'll include it in the next video. Okay, let's stick that on there. Okay, the glue dots are pretty strong, so there you go. And I'm going to glue this down to the card anyway, so I'm not afraid that that ribbon's going to come off. Yeah, I'm glad I added some texture to that. Okay, so I'm going to use glue, and I'm going to glue this to the card base. Your glue dots are on top of the tap. What does that mean? Christine, oh yeah, I'm a messy creator too. And Carol is messy and cluttery, and Barbara, you're messy too. Okay, so I don't feel so bad trying to keep a neat and tidy. I clean up after myself, of course, because I like to start fresh every day. At the end of the day, I do a bit of a tidy. It's nice, unless I'm in the middle of a project, then I leave it and finish it the next morning. Okay, so there's our yellow on top. Okay, now you could add another glue dot just to hold that ribbon down, because unless I move this over, but no, I'm going to put this, of course I could angle it this way too. No, that's, I don't like that. Okay, so let's do this. So you could put another little glue dot. So that's of course when you would need a pokey tool of some kind, just to put, and I'm putting it right on the middle of that center of that flower there. Okay. All right, now let's figure out where these flowers are going to go. Now I'm going to actually glue this down. Good morning, Joan. I see you watching. I'm gonna move it over a bit closer to my ribbon so I can make room for the flower. All right, so these leaves, oh, this is not working. I think I'll just commit and stick them down. So I'm just going to glue these down. Okay. And I'll stick one there. And then we'll stick one here. What is going on with me today? Oh, this is weird. Why is this not gluing? Okay, I gotta hold it longer. I feel like I'm all thumbs today. Oh, you're saying on top of the roll. They're not underneath, they're on top. Oh, so as you expose it, they're all exposed. Yeah, that's not good. They need to be underneath. I remember Stampin' Up! Had a batch that were bad like that, and people were saying, yeah, all the dots were on top of the roll here, and so they're not covered up, and so they're coming off everywhere. So that's a bad roll. So Stampin' Up! Corrected that, and yeah, they should look like this. You should be able to peel it and roll it off. You need this paper on top to protect the glue dots. So that is a bad roll. I don't know why I have two pieces of paper here. All right, and then I've got, finally, I'm going to put my flower on, and then I have to decide whether we want a bow or not. I love the bow, but where do I want to put the bow? Don't know whether the bow should go over here on the ribbon. Need some suggestions, ladies. Should I put the bow somewhere on the ribbon, or should I put the bow like here? Let me know what you think. Actually, now I'm looking up at my iPad so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm liking the card. I'm liking the yellow, and that Rococo Rose, not too bad. Put the bow on the flower. Okay, so where it is right now, I guess, on the flower. Yeah, I think it looks better here. Definitely. And Joan, you're saying no bow. Well, that's interesting. No bow. Yeah, it's kind of a stark white bow. I don't know. I just cut it out because I wanted you to see how cute the bow was. So maybe no bow. Yeah, sometimes things can just be a little bit maybe too much. Or the bow should have been maybe a black bow. I don't know. I'm going to leave off the bow. Thank you for that. Yeah, see, I just said black, a black bow. Well, we won't do a bow today. You guys can do a bow. I'll not do a bow. Now, one more thing I think this needs in the middle is, I think I'm going to add a pearl. So I've just ordered new pearls because I'm running low on pearls. That's another reason a pokey tool is handy, is for embellishments. There we go. Okay, there is our project for today. Now, for the inside of the card, sometimes, well, oftentimes I like the inside. I mean, it's a shame just to open the card and then there's nothing in there. So on this particular card, I might actually put a black layer in there with a white layer. And then you can add another strip of this designer series paper on the inside, or even some more, a little bit of, well, I wouldn't do ribbon. I would maybe just do some designer series paper. Okay. So it's always nice just to open up the card. Now, this card being with no greeting on the front, now you can just, you know, pull this out and use it for whatever occasion that you like. And today I'm not using Wink of Stella today. I just don't think it needs it. So there you go. There's your card sketch for the day. I hope you'll post your creations back to the comments. Not very many of you are doing that. And I really like giving away some free stuff, but I think you guys need to earn it. So do your creation and post it to the comments. It's fun to share what you make. Some of you post all the time and some of you not so much. Oh, I see a heart floating up. Thank you so much. That's fun. Yeah, so there you go. There's your card for today. So I hope you'll go and make one, because when you do a layout, everybody's will look a little bit different, because some of you may do different things. Some of you may have done a circle with a greeting on it. Some of you may have done paper instead of ribbon. Some of you may have added embossing or not embossing. So it's just really, really cool to see your creation. So I do encourage you to create something, take a picture and post it into the comment of this post. And then we'll pick a winner. I think I'm going to wait till the end of February, and then we'll combine January and February and pick a winner. Oh, hi, Joan. Nice to see you here. Oh, I'm glad you think it's pretty. Good. All right, everyone. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up. So this week I will be making some Valentine's treats for all of my team members. And I just sent out Valentine's card to all of my family, my nieces and my nephews and my sister. And so I hope you'll do some Valentine's cards as well. It's a great reason to spread some love, especially during this time. It's nice to get a card in the mail. I sent out about, I think 13 cards yesterday. I mailed them all, and it was so much fun to do that. So I encourage you, that's what it's all about, is sharing the love. And it's just so fun to go to your mailbox. Instead of getting a bill, you get a card. And don't forget to decorate your envelopes, because right away, I even had my post woman, she came and she said, oh my gosh, she said, you're getting some, because I got a lot of beautiful cards for my birthday. And she said, look at the envelopes even. She said, it kind of makes my day to see fun envelopes after delivering just standard business style envelopes. So that's kind of fun. And Carol enjoys seeing everyone's cards too. Yes, yes. Please share, ladies. And okay, so I'm blabbing on. It's like I want to get to 11 o'clock. No need. You guys, I'm sure, have got some stuff to do. And we'll see you again next Monday. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.